And we are live with the Chocobo Knights rampaging down the red side, facing down against the Zelsyum club, already ready to bring it out as well. So, Target, are you ready for this game? We started talking a little bit about the picks and bans when we came into this one, but realistically, we didn't get too in-depth on some of the later picks, such as the ADC pick up here from Zelsyum club, and we talked a bit about Chocobo Knights last week about Osiris, but what do you think about that? What do you think about the duo lane coming here out of Zelsyum club? It's a very standard one in the form of, Rama and Athena.
Yep.
How do you think they're going to match up here against Sentai and, not Glitch Mob, TehKid, playing a fairly standard lane of I do apologize, Sylvanus, and Xbalanque?
Yeah, Sentani and TehKid on this Xbalanque Sylvanus lane. Sylvanus's push, I don't think quite makes up for the weak lane clear of Xbalanque's early game. And then over on the blue side with Rama on ElQuentin and Awatsuwera on Athena, I feel like Zelsyum Club is going to win the early game, but it really comes down to that battle of the late game carry between Rama, who does do quite well late game, especially with his Astral Strike going up into the air and just, kind of up on his little sniper pole and blowing people up. Does do quite a fair amount, but on the other hand, Xbalanque, we often talk about him being the god of the late game. Whether or not he actually is still up for debate. People who are paid definitely above my pay grade have argued both directions. So,
I think in this case it's not just the fact that it's a Xbalanque only. We've also got Mr. Stefan playing a Scylla from the mid lane, and Scylla's become a bit of a nightmare monster for some of her late game power, and a little bit of that struggle early, but there are ways to get around it, such as power pods or early heavy-duty power starts with this tiny trinket. There are a lot of ways around it, especially with the jungler trending more towards the mid lane, especially after the mid camp changes way back.
Yeah, this meta particularly, the last one as well, the patch just previous, and I would expect to see it in the patch next as well. We're seeing more of a 2-2-1 meta, where it's even sometimes a 1-3-1 meta, and a lot of mid laners definitely didn't used to be happy about it back when it was just simply camping their lane, but now that there's a lot of farm that they rotate to, as we watch SenpaiSergeitor go and do back rights, come back to lane with Blake, and they're going to do mid lane, and then they're going to do back left camps, just because of the sheer amount of farm. What we're seeing is a lot of focus now in the jungle mid lane pairing, not from before as the old, hey, the jungle's going to be ganking you and helping you out, you guys need to be working together well, but hey, you guys are the new duo.
So it's more focused on that group XP, from what I'm hearing you say.
Yes, definitely, very much group XP. The only lane that really truly gets solo experience before about depending on the team, but the 7 to 10 minute mark often is the solo lane, where they are allowed to just hang out there and farm. So luckily, SenpaiSergeitor, Blake, Mr. Stefan, and Glitch Mob 1 are all hanging out, and they're getting a lot of experience. So they're going to be hitting level 5 at about the same time that yosusaenz, who is currently getting taken very low here by Lawlyet, though so is Lawlyet, though the stun is there and he is in trouble. We are going to see the ultimate come out, and we are going to see yosusaenz, let me just fix that very quickly, that is going to be first blood, however, as Lawlyet does get the kill. However, Agni is here, does get the stun onto him as well, and he is in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Lawlyet in a bad spot here. Gonna dodge the meteor, actually, as SenpaiSergeitor taking a lot of damage from these minions. Gonna be taken down to about, 3/4 of his health. There's Lawlyet trying to juke around the corner. Meteor's about to come back up for SenpaiSergeitor. He finds the path of flames, but not the noxious fumes. Right into a meteor, though, but no passive damage ticking on the Lawlyet right there. What could have been a dangerous situation for him was quite solidly averted. Chocobo Knights taking the lead to open the game with that first blood in the solo lane.
Yeah, very good kill, and, good... Very good kiting by Lawlyet. That I do not want to discredit Senpai's attempt for. I will argue maybe it wasn't the best decision to have the Agni go over. I would have liked to have seen maybe the Kuang go over. I would have liked to have seen, the jungler ganking in. Speaking of jungler ganking, Glitch Mob's up.
Yeah, Glitch Mob's up, but Sergei's already out there. Glitch Mob not really going to find anything as he comes back down onto a grand total of, no minions right there, but will backswing for that last one. Not going to find anything, because that is a wasted ult there for the Chocobo Knights, but they're looking for the pressure still, and they're going to try to find it everywhere on the map, it seems.
Yeah, and that's really the best way to do it, is just start applying pressure. He lost a gank potential, but it's not like he died, it's not like he missed any farm or anything like that. He just simply showed up, dropped down on top of their heads. I think he maybe even killed a minion with that ultimate, so some people would say worth it. But at the end of the day, he didn't put himself way out of range, he didn't put himself behind because of the gank attempt, so that works.
He's still looking to establish that presence in the lane right there.
Exactly.
So you have to put the fear into these people sometimes. You have to be like, okay, I am willing to pull the trigger on this gun. And let's face it, a Thor ultimate is a huge gun to the head in the early game for a lot of these teams. Here's TehKid, gonna start the mid camps for Chocobo Knights here. SenpaiSergeitor, Sergei might try to steal these away. I think he actually might have secured them with a meteor right there, but it was a close call on that one. Chocobo Knights cutting it a bit close here as a rotation coming away from the Zelsyum club as well. Not really going to lend itself into any kind of early fight so far, though.
Yeah, definitely. And now we're going to see that, as I mentioned, sometimes it's 4 or 5 minutes, sometimes it's towards that second set of respawns of mid-harpies, which would be the third or fourth actual spawning if you include minute 0. Or, yeah, minute 0 for that minute 0 spawn of the harpies. But it seems that Chocobo and Zelsyum are both teams that believe in getting your support over for those that mid-camp fight, which I definitely can agree with in certain regards. Now, really quickly, since we're kind of in a stall out here, we don't have any hyper aggressive people in the early game other than Thor and then our solo lane Slapbox. Solo lane caught my attention.
We might see something, yeah. As Lawlyet is in a bit of trouble here, Blake doing plenty of damage here. Stether about to tick right there will give him the secure escape as Lawlyet trying to make something happen as he turns around, fires off a back shot, and will walk away from that one. Unfortunately, Zelsyum Club not finding any kill off their gank. A little bit of pressure, but Osiris has the teleport, has it off cooldown. He's back to the party before you can even blink.
Well, that's what caught my attention in the first place. He bought that teleport and then walked to lane last time. Which, to me, seems like a misappropriation of funds. Because
no, here's something. He got the first blood, though. Yeah, he got the first blood, though, see? So he understands that there might be a bit of extra pressure put onto him here. I feel that he saved that, understand the fact that there would probably be a gank coming later. Or for all we know, he messed up, started walking in the lane, and realized he had teleport 5 minutes later, and just worked out quite well in his favor. The fact that, well, the jungle's gonna put attention in your lane when you get a kill sometimes. The soul lane. We see Thor go up now. He's not gonna crash into ElQuentin, but sorry, Target, go ahead.
No, I was gonna, by all means, team fights are much more important, though ElQuentin
no
just
team
kind of
fights.
style points. As I was saying, there were two possibilities. One is the misbuy, where he just misclicks, and then he goes, oh well, whatever, I'm gonna buy it later anyways. 2 is the forgetting to use it, and then the third one, which is possible, though a little bit early for aggression, is the, I'm ahead, I want to be able to gank, though teamfight in the mid lane does break out.
And not too much of a team fight though, as both these teams have so many ways to disengage. Their Darkest of Nights popped actually from Chocobo Knights to just try to buy a little bit of time there, and it just forced Zelsyum Club to back off, not knowing what could be lurking around the corner. And that's one of the nice things about Darkest of Nights right there. It gets pretty dark in that vision range, so you gotta just play it safe sometimes in these fights once that one gets popped.
Are you afraid in the dark? Of the dark.
I mean, when a Xbalanque is around, I'm pretty afraid, especially considering the burst damage this team can put out in the middle of these CCs here. Chocobo Knights don't have a team composition to be trifled with.
Oh, neither of these teams do, quite frankly, and I love it. So, we are going to see, starting to work into our second items. I do like the start that Sentani has done, where he goes Transcendence and rushes it, and Xbalanque very mana greedy, and so having that mana is huge for him. That said, both mid-camps do go the way of Chocobo Knights. But as I was saying, he has absolutely no sustain compared to a Death's Toll, actually mid lane, massive ultimate coming out there, but the Agni beads do save his life.
Yeah, Sergei dashing out before any kind of damage comes through. Glitch Mob might have just overstayed his welcome, will be taunted in, but Awatsuwera not really having anything to really pull back after that CC. So they're going to back out just fine. Senpai needs to play it a bit safe there, but going to escape the notice of Chocobo Knights as he was quite safely in the tower. Otherwise, a lot of really close calls from both of these teams, but nobody really quite able to secure anything so far.
Do you want to apologize really quickly? He looked like his beads went on cooldown. He went sort of glowy,
sorry, Target.
But his beads didn't go
immunity. The dunk goes through. Blake might be in trouble here as well. We're going to see Athena coming in as well. We could see the first kill of the game. Glitchbob's broken into a bad spot. Up in the air he goes as Blake takes the kill, but Awatsuwera might have just stayed too long. Sentani picks up the first kill. Sentani picks up the first kill right there for his team. And no, second kill actually is now Xbalanque gets the ball rolling. A kill for a kill, one for the Kuang, and one for the terrifying man of the night. We're going to see Chocobo Knights actually walking out, in my opinion, ahead of that engagement.
Passive, yes. Hunter, definitely. Though, my argument here, just, sort of for the sake of argument, Kuang. We've been seeing him in the solo lane because giving him his farm is huge. And he doesn't have quite as much farm, arguably, in the jungle because of the cycling and everything else. Sure, he's got the same amount of XP or close to it as he would have, though right now he is a level behind his lane, or his solo counterpart, so to speak. But what we're seeing out of Blake here is he, now with that kill, has a bumped up inflated ego, so to speak. Not really, but no. In terms of his net worth has bumped up due to that kill, so he can work on getting his actives up. We can work on getting his items up, and so he can continue to be a killer as that character. Thor doesn't need much. Once he gets Jotuns online, he's arguably towards his biggest spike in the game. So, Kuang, not so much. So, you want to see Kuang getting kills. Obviously, Zelsyum Club wants to see more than just one kill, and they would love to see Rama get kills. But, Rama is even with Sentani in terms of build. Sure, he's about 400 behind, about 400 behind, but that's it. So, they're doing okay right now.
Yeah, they're doing okay, but the big worry I have here for xBlaake getting the kill here and not really getting too far ahead just yet is the fact that he's going to get blown up in these team fights if he even gets slightly caught out here. Chocobo Knights also have so many ways of preventing him from even dealing any kind of damage to his carries. You've got TehKid. He brings healing to the fight in case they can actually lock him down long enough. He's got the root. He's got the pull. He even has the Wrath of Terror if he wants to hold it for that peel, although it's likely to be used for those engages. You've got a Thor wall. Sentani also brings that little bit of Darkest Night, so you've got that pressure that he will bring to get away. He's also got the Rising Jaguar to dash away. Scyulla, of course, is the Sentinel. Lawlyet can also bring a little bit of extra stun pressure, even if it doesn't go for the stun in the form of his tether, so realistically, xBlaake is going to have such a difficult time getting into these fights and even doing any kind of damage to the carries, I feel. That'll stick, so unless he gets massively ahead off of these kills, I don't know if it's going to be enough of a trade here to make up for the fact that Xbalanque got a kill there, but it's still very early, so nothing very condemning yet.
Well, yeah, but speaking of condemning, though, Zelsyum Club is now...
Ooh, the flank. Yeah, the Zelsyum Club in a bad spot here. Actually, TehKid goes straight for the fight. Sergei in the backside will get caught by double tap. Pull into the tower is Awatsuwera, but not into the Ammo Monster that falls short. But we will see Thor finally find a dog onto Awatsuwera there, but immediately gets stunned out. Now Xbalanque joining the party. He's raining down shots from above, but it's not enough there as Mr. Stefan caught by so much damage. xBlaake tosses TehKid up. He bites down, and there we go. Another kill for Blake as Glitchmob so low. This is going to be so bad for the Chocobo Knight. They're both obliterated as Senpai picks up a double, and now Lawlyet completely in the back. But Zelsyum so out of position, it's not going to matter though as Lawlyet can't translate yet. He's almost got enough though. Senpai going to get blocked and saved right there as yosusaenz now doing his best to run, but they've caught Lawlyet out alone in the dark. They're ripping through him, but he finds a three-man Lord of the Afterlife. He finds a kill into Sergei, but no more as the deicide comes through. Zelsyum Club picking up a great fight to make up for that under tower.
Yeah, and we are going to see them rush for the gold here. Only two are up, but this is risky because of how low they are. We may see Sylvanus and Thor steal some exit kills here. But never mind, there's more damage there than I thought. I was worried that with Agni dead, they wouldn't quite be able to do it. But I forget just how much damage a level 13 Sun Wukong, a level 12 Rama, and a level 12, now 13 Kuang can pump out. So, Zelsyum Club, perfectly fine. Very good job tanking, something that you could not have done if you were Chocobo Knights, because Sentani is just now getting some lifesteal online.
And that's one of the nice things about ElQuentin going for that lifesteal build here. He may be 0-0-5, not that flashy kind of playstyle where we saw coming out from Sentani with that heavier damage from that Transcendence, but he's making up for it in the fact that after his team got that big fight, he knows xBlaake could probably carry away these fights if he manages to find his way through, and I have to say, xBlaake played out that fight fairly perfectly with how much CC Chocobo Knights brings to the table. He waited for most of it to come out, and as soon as it did, he waddled into the fight, tore somebody apart, and then he just went in immediately to clean up the crew the rest of it. So, I'd say well played by Zelsyum Club in that dive in general.
Very, very well played. I had a few little hiccups on my demo, so every time somebody died, it sort of stuttered, so I didn't quite see the flashiness of it, but it certainly was very impressive. And, very well played out there by Zelsyum Club, where, okay, sure, you lost Athena right off the bat, that's fine. Just turn around and try and burn best you can. Speaking of turning and burning, got a bit of an engagement already.
Yeah, we got a bit of one, but Stefan already on the way out there. yosusaenz might have walked into a bit of a trap there, but not too much of them. They don't really have any CC they can rain down, or the follow-up for it right there. Now Lawlyet looking for something. They're going to secure these mid-camps as Lawlyet looks to rain a bit of poke as well. Glitchmob going to actually catch Blake. Blake just ripped to shreds there by a double tap from Glitchmob. So they're going to start putting out the pressure here, and Chocobo Knight still put the fear in the Zelsyum Club right there. Noxious Fumes not quite stunning anyone out right there either. So Zelsyum Club need to back up a bit and wait for these stuns to regen on their side as Chocobo Knight still looking for this flank a little bit in the 3v3 in mid, but it might bite them really hard right now as Glitchmob trying to get away here, but Sun Wukong's up, and Sun Wukong's down right on his head there as Glitchmob going to fall in the end, and now TehKid forced to walk away with Mr. Stefan.
Indeed, and this is huge. This is that late game power that we're seeing, and really the only difference in all of that is good steal there by Chocobo Knights, but we are just getting a little bit of a good Sentinel root and cripple there, but a great taunt as well, and TehKid's going to get shredded pretty quickly here. Blake, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about this double lifesteal build. I understand why he's running the Polynomicon. I understand what.
Oh, yeah, that is bad right there. Blake barely surviving, but not long enough for Athena to join the party. And unfortunately, Awatsuwera are going to fall right back in position right there. And the huge pull on the monster combo, you know, showing that you cannot play it safe. You cannot actually afford to get overconfident of the Chocobo Knights. They've still got a ton of burst damage and lockdown if you step ever so slightly out.
Definitely. On the one hand, it's his first death. That's great. On the other hand, though, that's shutdown gold to a support who was behind. And so now we're going to see TehKid ahead of Awatsuwera, which is huge because that's going to let Chocobo Knights get back into this. Because especially with a Sylvanus. Sylvanus is a support who needs that third support item. Or, excuse me, fourth, because all supports arguably need boots. Then they need their Sovereignty and their Heartward Amulet. And then their third item here, or fourth for Sylvanus at least, is that... I just forgot the name of it. The crown. My brain.
Yes, the Lotus Crown.
Lotus Crown, thank you. I knew it was a flower, I just can't remember which one.
Sorry for letting you flounder there, Target. I wasn't quite sure where you were going.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, perfectly fine. So the healing, the heart of the Lotus Crown does wonders for Sylvanus. And other supports, sure, you know, you're getting into your winged wands, your spirit robes, your luxury items, so to speak. But for Sylvanus, to get maximum potential, you want that item. And so that means that he needs the extra gold to get there before he can reach his true potential, while Athena needs some tankiness, but a lot of that comes off of her leveling. So, ooh, good pull onto her, and Awatsuwera is probably going to fall here. Question is to whom. Good, I'm a Monster is going to finish it off, and Mr. Stefan is going to get it. And now, Stefan has nothing to attack. There was one minion that Sentani was like, no, let me take that stack. And so Scylla's like, fine,
sometimes you gotta crush minions, especially when you play Scylla.
Yeah, so, if only... I joke about this, but it's one of those things where you think, if Friendly Fire was on, if only for ultimates, how many people would have died to Scylla's going, I'm gonna ult you because I don't have anybody left to I'm a monster?
Probably
oh no, I killed a teammate! That would be funny.
Probably 100% of the time if I play Scylla. Like, I would probably miss it so bad I would hit everybody, but... No, that's neither here nor there, as it looks like actually Lawlyet trying to find another fight here. Yosusaenz in a lot of trouble actually, but Lawlyet actually need to turn on him as Athena comes crashing down. Goes to Lord of the Axeman to try to banish the Kuang open, but Blake already waiting that one out. Will find Lawlyet as Blitzbox crashes onto no one as Yosusaenz already out of the party. Now TehKid targeted out by Blake, but Blake not only raining down, Crush doing so much damage from Mr. Stefan right there. Gonna force them back. Sentani rolling in deep there with that Rising Jaguar. Blake in a lot of trouble, needs to play it safe, and he can't afford to get deep into this fight. TehKid is just one quick play away from making the major leagues right here, but he can't quite find his way in before Zelsyum Club makes their way under tower.
Oh, this is really risky. Chocobo Knights thought that they were thought that they saw Zelsyum Club backing, but they're still here. But
they're so low is the problem. They can't really afford to fight this one out, and Chocobo Knights know they're going to try to contest this, even with a few people. We do see health bars coming back up. The two strongest, Awatsuwera and Quentin, are up front, and ElQuentin is the AD carry here, so he does have the damage he needs, but Sentani has lifesteal now. We just see a teleport coming in. This could be big as Lawlyet joining the party. TehKid soaking up so much damage as the Gold Fury going to be destroyed by Chocobo Knights. Now looking to turn it around. We do see a Wrath of Terror just waiting to be popped, and there we go, a 4-man Wrath of Terror, but it's not going to matter as Blake picks up TehKid and throws him back to the ground. Now we will see ElQuentin raining death from above. He'll find Lawlyet on that last shot. We're going to see Lawlyet actually trying to trade back onto Yosusaenz, but unfortunately, Zelsyum Club only getting one kill to make up for that Gold Fury's Chocobo Knight. Carry this game back into their hands.
Yeah, we're going to take a brief look at the graphs here. That Gold Fury alone, good. You know, experience difference has not gone above 2,500 since the 10-minute mark. And from that point then, it's all been sub 100 to 200 here, which I really love. It's been a really, really close game ever since that fight that Zelsyum Club won from behind. And at that point, again, at about the 10-minute mark, we saw the gold difference. That did go in favor of Zelsyum Club, but just now with that first gold, or second Gold Fury of the game at almost 20 minutes. Very, very slow game for Gold Furies. But is only now brings the Chocobo Knights to 380 gold in the lead, and XP, Gold Fury not worth a whole lot. It spiked them a little bit, then of course experience in terms of kills is worth a little bit more in the late game due to the algorithms. So, yeah, you know, it's good for Chocobo, keeping them in the game, but I don't think it did what they needed it to do.
I mean, I think it did exactly what they actually wanted to do here. They've got a team comp that'll scale up just as well as Zelsyum Club here, and
Except
honestly,
for Thor.
yeah, except for Thor. Arguably, at the same time, he's going to be fulfilling his same role here. We talked about this earlier. Blake is going to want to get into these back lines here, or he's going to want to try to dance around here. But Glitch Mob can be that ultimate engage tool. He can be the guy that starts fights for Chocobo Knights that enables TehKid to play full peel here. Even then, he's got some backline peel if he wants to aim his wall around and save that for any kind of peeling. And he's still going to pump out a nice chunk of damage on those backswing double taps, so you can't really afford to count him out at any point. So unfortunately, I think Chocobo Knights got exactly what they wanted here. Well, unfortunately for Zelsyum Club right there, but very, very fortunate for them.
Alright, fair enough. So, I'm gonna take a brief moment. I was just kind of scanning through the builds. And, okay, we've got the Mystical Mail into Runeforged Hammer start, okay, or build. Okay, very boring build from yosusaenz here. And then I looked over at the other side, and I saw, okay, Runeforged Hammer, going for Mystical Mail late. It's kind of weird, but maybe he decided not to get... Then I see Chin Size. I like Chin Size on Osiris some of the time. This is not one of those times. If you had a tankier god than Athena in support, Athena is a support guardian who scales mostly off of her protection numbers, not her actually health numbers. So her numbers get up there, but it's not, you know, Geb 3,000 to 4,000 health stacking, or Amir, who actually has the highest base health scaling in the game. But beyond that, you've got Wukong. I would have liked to have seen Executioner. Executioner on 2 players works great. You know, with it helps out.
Lawlyet. Oh, sorry, Target, on the note of Lawlyet here. I'm sorry to interrupt here, but they might have just caught him dead to rights. Lawlyet doing what he can, but he's just going to start the fight for his team now. We see Glitch Mob going up there, grouping up as well. He's going to crash down to nobody those Awatsuwera. Already making his way over there. Glitch Mob getting burned fast as Senpai actually going to pick up the first kill. Kuang, however, going up as well as he did start channeling that execute, and it was that execute range. So, picking his start carefully, Lawlyet going to get crashed on, but a huge round of terror, buying time for his team.
Oh.
The monster is huge! As we see a triple kill going to Mr. Stefan. Now he's looking for more. Senpai on the run here, but Mr. Stefan looking for the root, goes behind the Sentinel, but a great Noxious Fumes will stun out Mr. Stefan here. Buying time, the tick is good, and the root will miss. He pops the bead. He's going to do what he can now, but Senpai needs to back off here as he doesn't quite have a cooldown. He doesn't have the meteor, and Senpai gets pulled back, rooted up, and crushed out as TehKid simply bleeds him dry for a kill.
If that had been close enough for a Quadra, I would have said that was a support stealing a Quadra potential from his mid laner, but it was far enough away that you can't really complain. So that was massive. That was probably one of the best I'm a Monsters I've seen in a long time, short of an actual pentakill I'm a Monster, because getting the 3 people sentineled up like that, and that's the scary thing about Scylla, is she's level 19. She might have been level 18 at the beginning of that fight, maybe even 17, but either way, her Sikkim, or her what? Her Sikkim and her Crush at that level, while it's just sitting there because it's maxed out, does something extra. It's the nice thing about Scylla, is that every time she... Oh, hang on, guys, can I just talk? Stop fighting!
Now these teams are too scrappy to stop his own monster already back up. Rat the Terror once again, showing exactly what it does, putting the rat straight onto yosusaenz right there. But Mr. Stefan needs to run away here. Lord of the Afterlife from Lawlyet not quite finding a target. They're going to back off, completely disengaging on the side of Chocobo Knights now as I think you got a second to sit down and talk targets, but that would be untrue as ElQuentin going to die to Sentani right there, feeding another stack and another skull for his skull throne, it seems.
So we're 23 minutes in, and we've just now seen the first tower fall over in the soul lane, the second tower fall over in the dual lane. Very quickly, though. Crush makes them take more magical damage. It reduces magical protections when you're standing inside of it when it's at rank 5 of the ability. Sikkim, at rank 5, will root and cripple up to 3 people. Guess how many people were standing under that tower in that crush? All rooted and
I mean, especially with the synergy that was played out from TehKid right there. As you probably saw, TehKid landed a massive Wrath of Terror to open things up, followed up by a root. The chain of crowd control was just completely massive on the side of Chocobo Knights, and ended up turning that fight completely on its head. if that chain of events hadn't gone down as is, and even if Mr. Stefan were just slightly out of position there, that wouldn't have happened, and I would have had to have said that Zelsyum Club would have just steamrolled on through with that fight, and maybe things would have turned out a lot worse to Chocobo Knights here, as that was definitely one of those game-swinging plays right there.
That singular ultimate, I mean, if there had been time to reset, you know, if it had only killed one of them, okay, bam, reset, bam, reset, bam, reset. The problem is there's time between each of those dunks, you know, that dipping bird coming down off of Scylla, where they could have gotten out. They could have focused her down. They could have done something. But because they all died instantaneously in that very large circle of area of effects, they died. And speaking of dead, Yosu getting focused on here pretty hard is going to be forced to go up into his ultimate. Gonna sit on that cloud and think for a while before running away.
I mean, sometimes it's best to think about things, especially such thought-provoking words such as, well, you know, you die when you're dead.
Thank you, Jaden.
I mean, it's a very, very thought-provoking statement, I feel, from Jaden Smith, you know.
4-man Athena,
actually, not going to find the Awatsuwera on the follow-up with Awatsuwera, but a great pull on the yosusaenz will lock him down. He needs a few more shots to burn out there, but it's not going to matter, as we will see Thor go straight up to the skies. He dunks down and finally finds yosusaenz right in the backside. Now, we're going to see a quick escape from Glitch Mob here. They're still waiting for one side of Chocobo Knights now. xBlaake lurking at the corner, but they spotted him out. He's going to get caught and burn up back. Lawlyet still on the hunt. Goes to that Lord of the Afterlife and will shred through Blake's health bar right now. I don't think there's much of a way out. He'll pop the ultimate, but it's not quite enough. It's in the backside. Glitch Mob tearing apart the entirety of Zelsyum Club right now. Stefan coming into the fight a little bit late, but just in time to rip his opponent to shreds right there. We're going to see Blake blink away, but that's all she wrote for him, as he needs to be on the run and on a full retreat here, as Zelsyum Club cannot afford to safely defend that Tier 1 tower. ElQuentin needs to make a quick getaway, unless it's too late for him now. Stefan already finding the flank. They can find the dive. He's rooted, he's crushed, and he's one shot from death as Sentani rains death from above with a quick rise of Jaguar.
That push could have just been a Tier 1 tower. That push should have just been a Tier 1 tower and maybe a Sun Wukong. But beautiful engage onto Blake. Beautiful job by Blake from kiting, but then Zelsyum Club trying to save him split themselves up, and instead of just letting them take Tier 1 and saving Tier 2, we're still fighting under Tier 1 a little bit. Then they were fighting at the edge of Tier 2. Oh, okay, fine, fight. I get it. We're in Europe. We want to fight now. Glitch Mob's going to kill Blake, however, and we are going to see Wukong on the top side going onto Glitch Mob, but Glitch Mob is the least important member here. Glitch Mob may die, but the rest of his team will just kill you in return. And Lawlyet showing how good his chin size pickup is against one on the Wukong, as he is getting blown up, but he's taking even more damage from Sentani.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really trying to bank up the fact that Lawlyet has that incredibly fast attack speed progression, and that's one of the things that, one of the reasons that chin size was way back when in the chin size sprint meta, was a very core pickup on Osiris. He has such a fast attack chain, it's almost impossible to stop him, and especially if he lands on any of you. Unfortunately, like you said, Target, the team composition of Zelsyum Club doesn't really lend itself that much to it, but honestly, I can see where they really wanted to go from the set of Chocobo Knights with that shin size pickup, especially for Lawlyet now, and now he's getting tons of stacks on his hide as well, so all in all, his build, while a little bit weird for the enemy team composition, I think it works out quite nicely in general.
I think that his job in this is to zone, to eat damage, be a secondary tank, and to do just enough, and to do, you know, I mean, he's blowing up SenpaiSergeitor here because he's so squishy, and he's actually just going to die to the ultimate, and we are going to see Thor going up. Thor did come down on top of Athena, but that doesn't matter, as we are going to see him going there onto Blake. Wrath of Terra is just going to hit Rama, but Rama really doesn't care right now. Going to see Sentani going to finish off Awatsuwera here. Kuang ultimate used as a peel. Quentin in a lot of trouble is going to manage to make it up into the air. The question is can he survive? Oh,
it doesn't quite matter. Is Quentin going to land in the wrong place, wrong neighborhood, and wrong time? Sentani picks up another one, and he does complete a stack of Skull Thrones right there. Meanwhile, yosusaenz isn't going to find any way out of that one. He simply accepts his fate. Will fall. Blake as well going to march in one by one. Sentani secures the DSI. I think this is more or less good game here, bar a miracle play from Zelsyum Club or Chocobo Knight, throwing the game right into their play here. They're going to go straight for it. Senpai's coming up. He has a chance to make a miracle defense here, but it's going to be too late. The Titan dropping way too fast. They've got a shot here, but we do see Thor going up, waiting for them. They go for the top, but it's not quite enough as Zelsyum Club not bringing the damage, and Scyulla just going to rain on the monster down onto the Titan. That'll be the Chocobo Knights taking the win at 29 minutes, 28:59, almost 29 minutes. 11-22 is the skill score, and that game was close for a very, very short time, Target.
I'm not sure if it was that short of a time. It went
quite
to
a while,
20 minutes, very, very close, and then it was like, you ready? You ready? Let's go.
Clicked.
And
something clicked for the Chocobo Knight.
I think that it was that Scylla triple kill over in solo that let her just spike, bam, almost to 20 immediately. And then after that, they were gelling, they were getting tons of gold, and they did a great job, pressing that lead and winning the game off of it, where they won, and then they won the next fight because we saw Zelsyum Club say, no, let's keep fighting, we can redeem ourselves. And that was when the tower started to fall, and then everything just fell apart. And that's really more due to great team fight and great pressure coming out from Chocobo Knights than it is necessarily a condemnation of Zelsyum Club. I think Zelsyum Club had some rough decision-making, but at the end of the day, it was much more powerful a statement from Chocobo Knights just blowing things up and making it to the late game. And also, shoutouts to Glitchbomb for proving me wrong. He did a very good job of staying relevant and playing that sort of secondary support almost, and really playing the 3 protect 2 comp, where you get that 7-1 and 6 and that 6-1 and 12 on the Xbalanque and Scylla, though I'm pretty sure Mr. Stefan would rather have that be 12-1-6.
I mean, speaking of Mr. Stefan, though, the one last thing I want to highlight about this game, the synergy between Mr. Stefan and TehKid in general throughout this game was absolutely immaculate. They've set up plays for each other so many times, and I have to say, TehKid honestly impressed quite a bit this game, so all in all, this game was definitely Chocobo Knights knowing their role on their team in playing their composition exactly as they needed to. And it's unfortunate for Zelsyum Club right there, but that's the way it goes. They're going to fall out in this Challengers Cup quite early, but that just means plenty more games for us, Target.
Indeed, so we will be going on to the round of 16. Not quite sure what match just yet. There are a couple that are ready, so we're going to have a chat with the admins. We'll be back in just a moment. My name is MTarget here, joined by Soza. We are it is morning for us, but I hope you all are having a wonderful afternoon, and we'll be back with some more wonderful EU action in just a moment.